Hey Book Dragons, I am so glad you're here with me today. It's time for my weekly digest where we talk about the books that I've read and I'm currently reading, all that good stuff. Talk about a few other things afterward. Let's go ahead and get right to it. The first thing I want to talk about is that I finished Pet Sematary by Stephen King. And I don't quite know how to feel yet. I am still processing my feelings on it. It's a very heavy book. I'm glad I read it. I know I would not read it again, but I'm very glad I read it, and I just don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I am going to do a book review for it, and I don't know if I'm going to do a review just on that book or also include Misery in like a dual book review, because I recently finished Misery as well by Stephen King. And I also feel some certain ways about that, and I'm basically processing my feelings on both of those books. They're both very heavy in different ways. They're very different books, but they're very emotionally taxing in some ways. And that's all I'm going to say right now. Just in case I do a dual review for those, let me know in the comments what you think, if you would like to see me do them together, or if you think they should be separate, or if you really don't care. Let me know that as well. I'm very curious as to how people want me to treat those and what would be the best format for my channel for those books. I also finished One Grim Night by Chad Nicholas, and I have to say it may be his best book yet. It's a fairy tale retelling of several fairy tales, but putting them all together in like a closed room scenario. It's quite interesting, and I absolutely loved it. And I do have a review up on the channel for that already. You can find that, and I'll also put a link to it in the cards at the end of the video on the end screen if you want to check those out. Let's talk about what I am continuing to read. I am currently reading A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny, and I'm really loving this book. It's just a daily read for me. It's one chapter a day for 31 days, and you know it gives you a little morsel, a little taste of the book, but without overwhelming you with having to read a bunch of chapters at once. It is hard to put down, though. It's hard to put down, but I'm challenging myself to not read more than one chapter. So that's kind of fun. Then I am also continuing to read Mouse by Art Spiegelman. I haven't picked this up in a couple of days, to be perfectly honest. It's good. It's also very heavy in a different way, and I'm just taking my time with it. I initially picked it up for Banned Book Week, and of course it's past Banned Book Week now, but I'm still going to finish it. But I have to feel like I'm in an emotional space to deal with some of the things that are in here. But it's really good so far. I am enjoying it. All right, let's talk about some new books that I started. The first one I'm going to talk about on there is on my Kobo, and I started reading The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince by Robin Hobb. I know that title is a mouthful, but it's a short story set in the realm of the Elderlings, and it's more or less a prequel to the entire realm of the Elderlings, because it happened very early on in the history of the Six Duchies. And I don't know a whole lot about it right now, but I do know it involves the wit. The Piebald, I think, is one who is very strong in the wit. But I'm very much enjoying reading it so far. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Danielle over at Bookcara. We also buddy read Pet Sematary together, by the way. So we decided we needed something a little bit lighter, and so we decided to start back into the realm of the Elderlings with the Piebald Prince. I'm just going to call it the Piebald Prince from now on because that's a very wordy title. So that is a new one that I started. I also started Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. Look at that cover, guys. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I just started it. I haven't gotten very far into it. I think I got a couple of chapters in. Or maybe I only got one chapter in. But it's really interesting so far. I'm enjoying my time with it. And it's giving me... I haven't read Needful Things, but I saw a movie on television when I was younger of Needful Things. And it's kind of giving me Needful Things vibes. I don't know. It's very interesting. I haven't gotten very far into it, but I'm hooked. I'm interested to see where it goes. And then I also started The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. And that's another banger of a cover, guys. I mean, look at that. I also don't know too much about this one so far. It's just barely started out. We have met the young boy who has abilities for seeing beyond the veil. We'll put it that way. And that's really all I know about him so far. It does take place in the Jim Crow South. So there is racial segregation and things of that nature happening. And that's become very evident early on in the book. So I have a feeling this is going to be quite a heavy book as well. But I guess October, being spooky month, is kind of the month for heavy books. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. All right, so let me get my eyes on, because just a couple of things I'm going to touch on. As far as the channel goes, we're getting into channel notes now. I am gearing up for the end of the year. I'm thinking I might do the end of the year book tag. I don't think I've done the end of the year book tag. I did the mid-year freakout tag, but I haven't done the end of the year book tag. I'm thinking about doing that, and I'm going to do it a little bit different. I haven't figured out how, but I think I'm going to do it a little bit different this time around and treat the book tag more like the pirate code. You know, more guidelines than rules. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gearing up for the end of the year. I'm starting to think about videos I want to make to close out the year, starting to think about my top 10 books of the year, things of that nature. So more of those will be coming, but not for a while yet. You know, it's going to be more toward the end of November and beginning of December when I'm starting to do stuff like that. But if there's other things that you would like to see from me, other types of topical videos surrounding the end of the year that you'd like to see from me, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you on that. So that's just kind of really minimal channel notes for today, letting you know what I'm thinking on that. Also, real quick, you guys may have noticed that I have a new end screen. If you have noticed that, let me know how you feel about it. It's something new, something different. I had my previous end screen for years at this point, and I was feeling like it was time for something fresh. But I'd love to get your feedback on it and see what you think. So let me know, and if you stuck around this far, you can see my end screen when we get to the end of the video, and let me know what you think. Other shenanigans that I got up to this week, my roommates and I continued our journey through Star Trek Discovery. We are about 4 episodes into season 1 right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. I also watched The Color Out of Space with my partner. She was over the other night, and we were looking for a movie to watch, and I've never seen The Color Out of Space. She has seen it, but it's been a while since she's seen it. I am not a big Nick Cage fan. Just putting that out there. Not a big fan. But this was a really good movie. Certain movies with Nicolas Cage, I'm willing to dismiss the fact that Nicolas Cage is in it because I just really like the movie. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, very creepy. And what I remembered from the story, it did a really good job of adapting it. It's based on a short story by H.P. Lovecraft, one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft stories. I feel like I need to go back and read the short story now, and I may do that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, but I may go back and read the short story now that I've seen the movie and kind of compare them. And let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing as well. Maybe a dual review of that particular short story along with the movie. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. And then I continued playing Final Fantasy Tactics. I've just been having a blast playing Final Fantasy Tactics and, getting into that classic game. And it's the first Tactics game I've ever played. And I think Tactics games are for me. So I'm pretty excited about where I'm going to go with that. My son was home last weekend as well, and he and I got to play some Super Mario Brothers U on the Switch, and that was a lot of fun as well. So just a few shenanigans that I've gotten up to lately, just rounding out the week. It was a lot of fun. So I'd love to hear from you guys. How has your week been? What have you been up to? What books have you been reading? Movies you've been watching? Anything like that. Let me know in the comments below. And make sure to check out the end screen if you want to see more content from me, and let me know what you think about the new end screen. And until next time, guys, make sure you read more books. I'll talk with you soon.